Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So guys, I have an exciting video explaining everyone as you pushed out, my favorite subject in the whole wide world. So we are going to dive into that. Just before I do, guys, we are giving away a free course. It's how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. It's a really great course. I created it. Definitely check out the link in the description below. And yeah, and guys, you know what? We've got lots of great coaches having sales right now. All of our coaches here are great. They're going to be able to help you find your blocks and create an action plan to manifest what you want quickly. Of course, you know, as you know, you guys can watch our videos and we give everything away for free in our videos. But if you would like that personal help and to be held accountable for anything that you're creating, I mean, our coaches here are absolutely great. And yeah, we get lots of success and we love to hear your success stories and what you guys are creating. And yeah, so we're also proud of everything that we, you know, all the success stories we get back. So yeah, anyways, guys, let's dive into it. Pardon me, sorry. I manifested COVID, but I manifested obviously going away. But anyway, excuse my voice a little bit here. But okay, so everyone as you pushed out, one of the things that I've been hearing a lot lately is that, you know, there's some confusion with everyone as you pushed out. And one thing that I want to make clear about everyone as you pushed out is it's the mechanism of how the law of assumption works. So it's not actually a technique, it's the explanation of how the law of assumption works, okay? So basically how I like to look at it is you're like a broadcasting tower, okay? So you're sitting here and you're broadcasting your thoughts out to like absolutely everybody and everything, right? So if you think your car is going to work forever and never need maintenance and never need to be repaired, then it's going to work forever and never need maintenance and never need to be repaired. I remember, you know, one day I was like, oh, the microwave's going to break. And sure enough, it broke. Like the next day, I'm like, yeah, totally created that with my thoughts. I intend my microwave works perfectly. So and it lasts me for years, like 20 years. Okay, that's my new intention for it. But, you know, so basically your assumptions about everyone and everything is what shows up. Okay, same, and it's with people as well. So if you assume somebody likes you, they're going to like you. If you assume they don't like you, they're not going to like you. There's nobody in your reality except for you and your quantum bubble. Okay, and all of your thoughts. You can't be sure that anyone really exists. How I look at it, and you can look at it any way you'd like, you know, but me, like I find, you know, it's comforting to look at my reality and go, wow, I'm in charge of everything that shows up. Basically, you know, my reality and everybody in it is on a stage as actors, and I'm the director and the writer of this story. And I basically move everybody around in my reality, right? And, you know, and that's that thought and that way of looking at it works for me. So find a way that works for you, but that's what works for me. So one thing though, I do notice with everyone as you pushed out is, you know, people say, well, there's no one to change but yourself and the world's a mirror of you. Yes, that is an explanation of it. But sometimes people get that confused and they think, okay, well, if my SP is an angry person, then there's something in me that's making that I'm angry. So I need to change and look at my anger for anger to go away on the other person. No, you're now taking it personally and you're taking your assumptions and taking it personally and making it mean there's something wrong with you. That's not the way that this works, okay? You're perfect, whole, and complete, just the way you are, okay? And your assumption of somebody is what gives them anger in their personality. It doesn't mean that you're an angry person and you need to dig in and find out why you're angry and change that in order to change them. No, the only thing you need to change within yourself is your assumption of them. Okay, so once you change your assumption and you're like, no, look at, they've dealt with their anger, they're always in a good mood, they're always happy, right? They're never angry, they always treat me with respect, they always treat me nicely, and then that's how they're going to show up. It's the same thing, you know, if somebody like, you know, disrespects you, it's not because you're, you know, something's wrong with you that you need to change you because there's something wrong with your personality that makes them disrespect you. No, it's because you have an assumption that they disrespect you, okay? So one thing that you've heard me say many times is if you don't want someone to disrespect you, never make their behavior mean they're disrespecting you, okay? Because as soon as you give their behavior that meaning, then that's what you're gonna see show up in your reality, right? So you've always got to give people the benefit of the doubt. You always got to look on the bright side, right? You know, so but you watch what you make things mean, because everything is really empty and meaningless. So for instance, okay, I can intend, okay, that say, you know, my SP shows up late, okay, or my friend shows up late to pick me up. Now I can make that mean that they don't respect my time, Okay, now all of a sudden that's what's real in my reality, right? Now, do I want them to not respect my time? No, I want them to respect my time. I want them to be on time. So what I would need to do is to create a meaning for their behavior in line with that. So it'd be something like this. Okay, so my friend shows up late. I'd be like, no problem. It was a one-off. They're usually always on time. There was traffic, not a big deal. Right? Like I created that anyway. So I created it as a one-off and they're always going to be on time going forward. And then that's how they're going to end up showing up. Okay. And so this is where a mental diet really comes in, like, it really comes in important, because all of our thoughts and throughout the day about situations and about people is what gets projected onto them. That's what gets stuck to them. So basically, right, every thought you have is a sticky note, okay? So you think about something, you think, oh, Jerry disrespects me. Boom, we put a sticky note on him with that now. And now that's how he's going to show up to us, because that's what we've decided to look at him as. So then we need to change that. So we want to recreate somebody. We got to take a look at all the sticky notes we stuck to them and go, okay, does he really disrespect me? No, he doesn't. He respects my time. He respects me. Great. Okay. For instance, he doesn't, I call him, he doesn't text me back. Does that mean he's rejecting me? Well, no. If you don't want to be rejected by Jerry or anybody else, don't assume that their lack of behavior or action means that they're rejecting you. Okay. Or like, for instance, like you say, let's say, for instance, you ask, I don't know, your SP to the movies, and they say no. Okay, we've got an option. We can think, okay, they're rejecting me. They don't want to go out with me. Or we can think, okay, well, they just are busy this Friday. And, you think to yourself, but they're, they do want to go to the movies with me. They're probably going to be free another day. And all of a sudden they'll say, well, I can't this Friday, but I'm free another day. So we make the choice. Like, people only ghost us because we say they're ghosting us. And as soon as we declare their lack of communication with us being ghosting, they have to ghost us. Right? Like, when do we choose on giving up? Okay, so let's say I don't hear from my SP for a whole day. I mean, do I choose to say he's ghosting me or she's ghosting me and all of a sudden start creating that my reality? Or do I keep steadfast in my belief that they do want to talk to me and they are going to text me, and start creating that to show up, right? So it's really, when do you give up? Because everything shows up in your reality because of your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. You're putting it all out there, right? So, if you don't want anyone to ghost you, never assume that their lack of action is ghosting you. If you don't want anyone to disrespect you, don't label their actions as being disrespectful. If you don't want someone to reject you, don't label their lack of action as disrespecting you, right? Because you pushed out, they have to show up the way that you assume them to show up, okay? So yeah, and a mental diet, you've got to be on it. You've got to be on those thoughts constantly, right? And you've got to catch yourself and constantly ask yourself, especially at first, is this what I want to create? And if it isn't what you want to create, then you're going to have to change your thoughts. For every one negative thought I have about a situation in my life, I make 3 positive thoughts for it. Okay. So let's say, for instance, it's like, oh, you know what? Andrew's going to be upset at me today. No, Andrew's going to be in a great mood. He absolutely loves me and he's never upset at me. Boom, there's my 3 right there. Moving on to something else, okay? So, at first with a mental diet, it is a lot of work. You have to ask yourself, do I want to create that? Listen to your thoughts, right? But when you really get down to it and listen to your thoughts, you can easily catch them. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, but Amanda, I don't know. I don't really hear my thoughts. Well, if you don't know your thoughts about a subject and you're not manifesting in that area what you want, then it's time to sit down with a piece of paper and pen and start writing out all the reasons why things aren't showing up, your whole story about it, okay? Be honest with yourself. What is your story about that situation? And take a look at that story and then rewrite it. Take every negative piece out of there and rewrite it to the positive, and start reading that new story 2, 3, 4 times a day until that new story starts to become fluent. Okay. And once it starts to become fluent, you'll find that, those are the thoughts that are going to start showing up in your mind. Right. And and then start, throughout the day, adding random intentions about what you want. If you're working on money, and just start going, money flows to me. Every time you spend money, every dollar I spend, I get, 1,000% back within a week through my business, or through this, or from the lottery, or wherever, or just from unexpected sources. I mean, completely up to you. You don't even need to intend where it comes from. Just say it's coming and believe that it's coming, and I think that's another part of all this, is having faith and belief that your thoughts create. That is so incredibly important, because if you don't have faith and belief in your power, then you're going to be fighting yourself, going, does this work? Is this really real? You know, and that sort of thing. And you guys have heard me say this time and time again, is write a list of little intentions and little manifestations that you want to manifest throughout the day. Because as you manifest those little things, you start to believe in your power, and you see how that you start creating, and how you are, you know, the master of your reality, right? So yeah, I packed a lot into this little video, didn't I? But I intend it helps each and every one of you guys. And again, you know what? If you do want any support, help, be held accountable, you know, yeah, we definitely have coaches that are available, and they'll help you change your story, find your blocks, give you intentions, give you an action plan. That's what we're here for. We've got a lot of coaches having sales right now. They're all really great. I would get coaching from every single one of them, because they're all absolutely amazing. And yeah, but thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.